All right, hi everybody. God bless you all. Listen, thanks for listening and paying attention. Here's the deal. I'm going to show you some wild man cardio, some absolutely crazy stuff nobody else is doing or trying to do or playing with or doing anything like. Why? Because I believe these are keys to the upper levels of the physical universe, what you can do, what's possible. So, what I'm doing here is a rack squat. Now, it's a relatively low rack squat. It'll be about 3/4 of range of motion. I use a style of training called progressive distance. In the rack, it's what the rack's used for. It's not what this workout's about. I'll explain that another time. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. So it's not a full squat. It's a 3/4 around that range for me, depending on what you do. But I'm going to lift heavy. And here's where people don't try this, don't do it, don't do anything crazy like this, but they miss the boat. What I'm going to do is use this workout with maximum weight and conditioning together, and I'm gonna do some kind of unique conditioning, and here's why we're gonna do that. I think everybody needs cardio, man. You may have read our recent article on the site. Cardio is the perfect opportunity to get strong. Well, here's one of the ways. Now, when you first start this, your max strength might take a little bit of a hit because you're not used to breathing hard, you're not used to working hard at a high heart rate and getting it done like this. But you won't with what I'm doing today, what we're gonna do. Okay, so here's the deal. What I'm going to do is something you may or may not have seen some MMA fighters do. It's where I picked it up, but it's also what we started experimenting with this. And so what I'm going to do is mix a full body lift, a squat, okay, and a plate complex. So I'm going to take this average 45-pound plate, and I'm going to do 5 exercises. So 2 rounds, 5 exercises, 5 reps each in a complex, okay? And in doing that, I'm going to get 50 total reps with this, and then 1 rep sets with this. So let me show you the exercises here, what we're going to do. Okay. First thing we're going to do is do a standing front press. Straight out. Hold the plate straight out, push straight out. Then we're going to do a clean and press, or a curl and press. Bring the bar from there to all the way overhead. Then we're going to do a windmill around the head like this. And we're going to do a row. Okay. And then we're going to do a squat. Now I'm going to use a relatively narrow stance, and you see I have a tire that we use for dragging right behind me. I'm just going to hold the plate bar like this, squat, come back up. I'm going to knock out 50 reps of that between sets of this heavy lifting, okay? So why am I doing that? What's the purpose? The purpose is to make the heavy lifting as hard as possible, but also make the cardio as hard as possible, and to make them both play together. So let me ask you a question. Are you really as strong as you think you are if you can't lift when you're fatigued, okay? So you have a massive max when you're fresh, when you're warmed up, when you're good to go, but when you get some stress underneath you, you fall apart. Or you have great cardio, you can go forever, but you can't lift anything heavy, and you certainly can't lift anything heavy when you're stressed. Well, let's find out as we go here. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to go through 4 or 5 rounds of this. Now, I have a 50-pound special bar that we use, Iron Mind S-Cube bar, and I have a pair of steel 130-pound plates on the bar to start. That loads me out to 310 to start. 310, 510, 710, then possibly around 800. And if I'm feeling froggy, we'll go a little above that. May or may not put a belt on. We'll just see. All right, and with 50 reps in between. So, what's the point of this? Okay. Got a heavy lift, but you're not so fatigued because you're doing low rep sets that you can't get some good heavy lifting in. Okay? Even with the cardio. This particular cardio is designed to spread the stress all over the body, put a lot of it in the upper body. So what are we doing with that? Well, what we're doing with that is not over focusing any of the cardio on the legs or on the specific lift that we're performing. In doing that, I don't overstress the area I really want to stress heavy. Now, as you can see, I'm pushing pretty quick. Not necessarily sprinting between, but pushing just enough time to lift, load, do whatever I need to do. There you go. 4 quick rounds. Bang, 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 bang. Cardio, mobility, explosion, strength, all together.